Okay, now we learned a little bit about breathing and how we can make sure that we sustain the breath and we have good technique. Now what we need to do is get the tone to be focused. A lot of times I use the analogy of a garden hose from a house to a garden to help my voice students understand a little bit about what happens with this right in here. We know that the power plant is down here in the diaphragm, and the support comes from supporting from the diaphragm, as well as singing and breathing, or breathing with the lungs properly, not with tension. The trachea, which comes up in through here from the lungs up into the throat and houses where the vocal folds are, all right, would be like that garden hose. You're getting water from the house and you got to get it to the garden. So how do you get it there? With a garden hose. This is your garden hose. Now once you get water to the garden, you have to either focus it in a wide spread or a very tight beam, okay? And the way that we can do that in our voice is by thinking about our sinus cavities. We have 6 sinus cavities here. 2 up here, 2 here, and 2 back here, okay? So all of this is sinus cavities here. And in my case, I have very large sinus cavities, which has helped me as an opera singer, because we want to use those sinus cavities to give us resonance to the voice. You know, when you look at a piano, like a grand piano or an upright piano, you see there's the sounding board underneath the strings or behind the strings, depending on if it's an upright. That's what gives the sound, the richness to the sound of the strings. If you pluck on the strings alone, they really don't have much of a sound, but the sounding board itself is what really gives it the resonance. So that's what I want you to do, is to think about all the resonance here in the sinuses. So how do we do that? I want you to pretend, now we're going to do a little experiment. I want you to pretend that you're the witchiest, nastiest witch on Halloween, and you want to give that kind of kind of a cackle. I want you to pretend like that and focus the voice production right up in here in the head like this. Yang, 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 yang. All right, try that. Yang, 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 yang. All right. What you're doing is you're not putting strain on the vocal cords. You're trying to give focus and energy into the sinus cavities themselves. You can do that with a little exercise like this. First, I want you to sing yang, 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 yang. Try that. Yang, 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 yang. Now, I want you to go into a nice, beautiful sound. Ya. Now you notice I kept it forward and not let it go back. Ya. Okay, so here I want you to do that nasty witchy sound, and then we're going to do the nice pretty sound. Yang, 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 yang. Ya. Try it a pitch higher. Yang, 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 yang. Ya. Okay, that makes a difference. Now I'm going to do it with my voice going back, falling back into the throat like this. Yang, 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 yang. Yo. See, I didn't maintain the resonance. Okay, so try those little exercises like that. Now, there's one more that I want to help you with too, and that's using the apparatus inside your mouth called it's the cupola. It's actually where you have to raise the soft palate. Okay, in Italian we call it the cupola, the dome. Okay, that's where that dingle is that's hanging in the back of your throat. It's called the uvula. It's attached to your soft palate. What I want you to do is be able to raise that. Most of us tend to sing with a flat palate, and I want you to try to arch it and raise it, okay? The hard palate would be in the front of the mouth. That's the part you burn whenever you get a fresh hot pizza and you bite into it for the first time and that cheese burns. That's in the hard palate. This is right behind there. And if you ever look inside your mouth with a mirror and a light, you can see it'll raise and lower if you pretend like you're going to do a yawn, like this. Oh, 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 there I go. There's a yawn. I'm raising that palate. If I don't raise the palate, here's what it sounds like. Ah. Now I'm going to raise the palate and give it a little bit of arch. It gives it room for support. Ah. It gives a roundness to the sound like that. So we have the breath, we have the relaxation, we have to make sure all of these are relaxed here. We have the focus, and then we have that arched palate. Putting all that together takes a long, long time. I'm just highlighting some of those things that you have to think about, and maybe over several weeks or months as you're cantoring and as you're practicing at home, or if you're practicing with your music director, you can kind of focus on some of these things too, and that'll give you a little bit better vocal quality, vocal production. I hope these have helped.